Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
From Delhi causes under the heading order fit effect, serial number 1, BA number 1959 of 22.
May I please, my lord? I am appearing on the behalf of petitioner, my lord. In this case, my FIR registered under section 341, 323, 376, DA 504, 506 of IPC, my lord, and section 468 of the POXO Act, my lord. And in this case, my lord, after FIR, my lord, trial comments, my lord, and whereas victim examined, my lord, I sent, my lord, a copy of the deposition through email, my lord. Whereas, my lord, is clearly not supported the case of the prosecution, my lord, and turn hostile.
Sorry, let the
My
trial.
lord, my lord, victim, my lord, as well as my lord, mother of the victim and father of the victim.
Listen to the order. Listen to the order.
My lord,
Listen to the order. Heard the counsel for the defects ignored. Heard the counsel for the petitioner. Heard the counsel for the state. Let's. The counsel for the petitioner submits that though there is an allegation of commission of rape upon the victim, but during examination, during trial, the victim was examined and she has been declared hostile and she has not supported the prosecution case. First up, he also submits that the mother has also not supported the prosecution case. So he submits that the entire allegation is false. First up, next paragraph. After going through the FIR, I find there is a direct allegation against this petitioner of committing rape upon the victim girl who is 15 years. The FIR is registered on 5/12/2020, 21 or 20.
20, my lord.
5/12/2020. First up, Annexure 2 is a document dated 15/12/2021, which suggests that the parties have compromised. Yes? The issue. Full stop. Next paragraph. The nature of allegation is such, and the provision of law is such, and the provision of law, doesn't provide for compounding of these type of offense. Where further in the FIR also, I find that money was offered for not lodging the FIR. Full stop. This event, and the fact of this event, that is the fact of the compromise and the offering of money, coupled with the fact that the victim and her mother became hostile, prima facie suggests that there was a tampering with the evidence. Full stop. Whatever be that as may, since there is a direct allegation against the petitioners, and there is no scope of allegation against the petitioner, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. Dismissed. Let a copy of this order be faxed to the court concerned immediately. Serial number 2, BA number 2475 of 22. It will be free to the trial court to inquire as to whether the victim was pressurized to give the statements during evidence and or about the bus making.
Yes, my lord, I appear, my lord.
Yes.
Well, this case under section 395 and 397 of the IPC. Allegation relates to the house dacoity, my lords. Initially, the first information report was lodged against 6 to 7 unknown persons.
Yes.
During investigation, he has been made an accused on the basis of the confessional statement of the co-accused. No TIP has been held in this case.
Charge sheet submitted.
Yes, my charge sheet submitted. My lord, he is in custody since 9/11, and co-accused has been granted well by your lordships. My lords, I have also next to your
9/11.
Pardon, ma'am?
9/11.
9/11/21.
Charge sheet has been submitted on 17/1/2022. 27/1/2022 को
He has
charge
been
sheet submitted.
arrested on basis of the confessional statement, Mr. Dubey.
Yes, my lord.
His name transpired on the basis of confessional statement.
Yes, my lord. Yes.
We heard the concept for the petition, heard the concept for the state. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. It is next part. It is defects ignored. It is alleged that some unknown miscreants entered the room. The informant started assaulting him and others, and thereafter looted cash and mobile, etc. Next part. Concept of the petitioner. From the impugn order, I find that the petitioner was not put on test as per the statement of the counsel for the petitioner, he was not put on test identification parade. An exactly similar situated co-accused has been granted bail in BA number 603 of 2022. APP opposes the prayer but cannot deny the fact that exactly similarly situated has been granted bail by a bench of this court. By this court, full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact, where bail has been granted to a accused and the petitioner is not named in the FIR and his name transferred from the confessional statement of the co-accused, and charge sheet has already been submitted. 10,002 sureties. Was there any condition? Condition one of the bailer should be close relative of the petitioner. Yes.
Video number 3, video number 2476 of 22.
I'm appearing on behalf of the informant, my lord. Here is registered in
Yes, I am.
filed a vocal.
Yes.
Case under section 306 of the IPC. The petitioner is named in the FIR. Allegation.
Just a minute, Mr. Shah. Yes.
PS case number include order and higher because
What is the PS case number?
Yes, number is my lord. 280 of 2021.
Why have you written S?
My lord, to be this petitioner has come in that disparity bail, therefore he.
Huh?
Therefore, it was mentioned as 2021.
No, there is no S. No, 280 of 21, but within bracket we have written S. From where does this S come?
It had come in the impugn order, my lord.
No, FIR is different. You remove the defect.
FIR निकला एक्चुअली गोलू का केस में, इसीलिए ऐसा है.
You remove the defect, Mr. Shah.
My lord.
Remove the defect. The defect is to be removed. 1 week.
video number 4, video number 2477 of 22 is the day number there.
Yes, but this case.
My lord, 1 week तो कोर्ट बंद हो जाएगा, इसलिए इसको तो फिर after
10 working days. Within 10 working days. Remove the defect within 10 working days.
Yes, but this
Yes.
case one type copy of FIR already filed with.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is the allegation against you?
Yes, sir. Offense under section 148, 149, 341, 307, 120B and 27 arms and 3/4 is totally act. Petition not named in FIR, petition name come a confession statement कोई कुछ भोक्ता लोहार no recovery allegation against the petitioner and petitioner associate of the assault by the informant by being
Yes. APP. Where is the APP? Defense ignored, heard the learned counsel for the petitioners. No one appears on behalf of the state. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. There's an allegation that the petitioner and others that the FIR is against unknown.
Yes, my lord.
That's all.
Page number 13 में, my lord.
Page number
13, 13, my lord.
13.
7th column, my lord. अज्ञात.
Yes. Some unknown person attacked and assaulted the informant by hurling bomb by using firearm, causing injury. Next paragraph. Also, the petitioner submits that the petitioner is not named in the FIR and his name transpired from the confessional statement of co-accused. He submits that the only material against the petitioner is his own confessional statements that he was involved in the crime. After hearing the petitioner had gone through the impugned order, it suggests that there are some criminal antecedents, but the petitioner is not named in the FIR, and he has been arraigned in this case on the basis of his confessional statement. First up, considering the aforesaid fact that he is not named in the FIR and on the basis of his own confession he has been made an accused, 10,000 rupees with the condition that he will appear before the trial court once a month.
Lord, I am appearing on.
PA number 2478 of 22, Mr. Rakesh Kumar, for the petitioner.
Yes, Mr.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
My lord, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner, my lord. Case registered under section 341, 323, 324, 307, 34 of the Indian Penal Code, my lord. My lord, a specific allegation against one co-accused Shahnawaz Khan, my lord. And only allegation against the
What is the allegation against you?
मेरे ऊपर एलिगेशन है कि हम सिर्फ वो पार्टी ऑर्गेनाइज किए थे जहां वो घटना घटा है, जो एफआईआर में ये चीज आया है.
Who is the APP?
I am the further state, my lord. My lord, his
Yes,
allegation is multiple blow on her body, my lord.
that is the allegation, but what is against this petitioner?
Petitioner, my lord, my lord, injuries, several injuries found on the body of the person, my lord. In this case,
एफआईआर में वो जो है,
he is named in the FIR, my lord. He is named.
Am I clear? I am asking you what is the overt act of this petitioner?
नो
In the FIR direct allegation, my lord. In the FIR,
What is the direct
his
allegation?
name.
What is the direct allegation?
His
What is
name
the
has
direct
come in the FIR.
What is the overt act? What has he done?
And multiple blow by the knife on the body of the.
What has he done?
My lord.
What is the allegation against him? Multiple blows vis-a-vis the victim. What has he done? Has he given the blow?
Along with other person, my lord. He along with other person.
Has given the blow?
Yes,
No.
my lord. FIR, my lord.
Read the FIR.
May I
Read the
read, my lord?
Just a
May I
minute.
read, my lord?
Just a minute. Madam, read the FIR.
My lord, may I read, my lord?
Yes.
के साथ धक्का मुक्की करने लगने के वह हम लोगों के साथ और योजना अनुसार
Very
राहुल.
beginning. Read from the very beginning. Sabina Niveda.
Yes, my lord, may I read, my lord? सभी निवेदन है कि राहुल कुमार सिंह पिता सच एंड सच डीवीसी कॉलोनी में रहने वाला हो, दिनांक 1/1/2022 के 45 मिनट में शाहनवाज खान सच एवं उनके अन्य साथियों के कोई बार चाकू से बार बार हत्या करने की कोशिश की गई. मैं किसी तरह उन लोगों से जान बचाकर भाग गए और घर पहुंचते ही बेहोश हो गया. फिर मेरे परिजनों के द्वारा चंद्रपुरा अस्पताल डीवीसी में भर्ती कराया गया, जहां मेरा इलाज चल रहा है. मेरे शरीर में 20 टांका लगा है. घटनास्थल पर 9 वर्ष के उपलब्ध में अभिषेक तिवारी एवं उनके साथियों द्वारा साउंड लगाया गया था. मैं उसी साउंड का आवाज सुनकर वहां गया तो देखा वह लोग डांस कर रहे थे, मैं भी डांस करने लगा। उसी क्रम में शाहनवाज खान एवं अन्य साथियों द्वारा चाकुओं से वार करने लगा।
Or for the case diary and the
Malad,
injury
Malad,
reports.
he only organized he not tribute any.
How are you saying this? How are you saying this?
मतलब ये यहाँ पे आ रहा है हुजूर, घटनास्थल पर नववर्ष के उपलब्ध में अभिषेक तिवारी एवं उसके साथियों द्वारा साउंड लगाया गया था। उसी साउंड में हम लोग डांस कर रहे थे, तभी शाहनवाज खान और उसके साथी आए और उन्होंने मारा।
We don't know whether
He is not assaulted.
Yes, next.
मतलब स्पेसिफिक लिखा हुआ है कि शाहनवाज खान के द्वारा और उसके साथियों के द्वारा किया गया हुजूर,
Yes.
नॉट बाय दिस पिटिशनर। इसके ऊपर तो सिर्फ ऑर्गेनाइज करने का है हुजूर, न्यू ईयर पार्टी ऑर्गेनाइज किया था।
Two defects.
Yes, my lord. Item number 6, my lord.
Yes.
My lord, this case has been registered under section 379, 414 and 34 of the IPC, my lords. Petitioner is named, my lord, in the FIR. My lord, the allegation is in course of checking of the vehicle, my lord, the petitioner was apprehended while he was going on a motorcycle, my lords, and he confessed his guilt that,
Which was stolen.
yes, my lord.
Custody since
20th September 21, and prior to that, my lord, also he had remained in custody, though he was apprehended on 8/5/21, my lords, and he was released on 31st on the due to COVID-19 pandemic, my lords, and thereafter he surrendered on 20th September 21, and since then he is in custody, my lords.
the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. Full stop. Next paragraph. During patrolling and vehicle checking, the petitioner was apprehended with a motorcycle. First up, he couldn't produce any documents and documents of the same motorcycle. First up, he confessed his guilt that the motorcycle is a stolen one. Stolen. He also
Recovery of motorcycle is also there, my lords.
Yes.
The recovery of some motorcycle is also
Yes, yes. He also confessed that he is involved in other cases where he stole motorcycles and the motorcycles was kept in his house. First of all, on his statement, several motorcycles were also recovered. First of all. Next part. The petitioner is in continuous custody from 29/2021. First of all. Prior to that, he was in custody, but he was released because of the pandemic, but he thereafter surrendered. Considering the period of custody and the fact that charge sheet has already been submitted and he has surrendered after he was released, I am inclined to release him on bail, 10,000 to sureties.
Bill number 7, bill number 2480/22, Mr. A.K. Chaturvedi.
This case has been registered as 392 of the IPC against unknown persons, my lords.
Photo number is not. You make correction in the wakalatnama. What have you written? This BA number 36 of 2021. What is this?
That, my lords, I will correct. Then after retesting,
10 working days to remove the defect.
Serial number 8, BA number 2482/22, Mr. Yogesh Modi.
Lord's allegation of attempt to commit rape. I've been in custody since 6/12/21 and charge sheet has been submitted in this case.
Alleged section is stated in the initial part of FIR.
379,506, 376, 511.
376, 511, 379 is the last portion allegation बोल दिया कि भागते समय किया।
Yes. Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The counsel for the petitioner submits that the story in the FIR is absolutely false. He submits that no one can believe that informant, who is aged about 20 years, staying in her house at night along with her family members, when the petitioner will enter her house and will enter her room, and thereafter will try to commit rape. First up. Next paragraph. The APP opposes the prayer. First up. From the FIR, I find that there's an allegation that this petitioner entered the house of the informant at 11 p.m. at 11 o'clock at night by opening the door and then went in her room and thereafter tried to commit rape. But as hue and cry was raised, as alarm was raised, this petitioner fled, taking away, snatching her golden chain. First time. Considering the nature of the allegation, that at the dead of the night, at 11 o'clock at night, this petitioner entered the house of the informant and again to her room. I am inclined to release the petitioner on bail, 10,200 rupees.
Oblige.
Serial number 9, BA number 2484 of 22, Mr. Abhay Kishore, Mr. Kamdev Pandey.
My lord, this case, my lord, under section 307 IPC, along with the other sections, and the allegation against the petitioner is that he assaulted by way of favors to the informant, and thereafter he called the informant, and informant thereafter was injured by one Ashok Yadav. Ashok Yadav assaulted to him by force. And my lord, the injury report, my lord, I had sent through.
You assaulted him with bricks and stone. What is the injury?
Yes, my lord.
What is
And
the injury?
injury report, injury is my lord, simple in nature. I have sent by email, my lord, on email, my lord.
Call for the case diary and the injury report.
Serial number 10 is wrongly listed. Serial number 11, BA number 2488 of 22, accused Mr. Deepak Sahu for the petitioner.
May it please your lordship. The FIR instituted under section 302, 201 and 120B of Indian Penal Code, petitioner is named accused in FIR. The FIR instituted against 3 persons. The accused number 3 happens to be a husband of the deceased. The informant is own brother of the deceased. The informant alleged that his sister was not picking up the phone. As such, he had a talk with accused number 3, the husband of the deceased. Upon that, he told that his sister is...
Case diary.
My lord.
Serial number 12, BA number 2489 of 22, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Singh.
Yes, I am appearing in this case, Lord. This is an application for grant of registered for the offence under section 21, 25, 27, and 29 of the NDPS Act. In this case, petitioner has been made accused on the basis of confession of co-accused, Lordship. From the co-accused, Anwar Ansari alias Baba was apprehended, and from his possession, 4.81 gram.
Call for the case diary and the antecedent report of the petitioner. Full stop. The state will file an affidavit informing as to whether the petitioner is involved in any other criminal case of similar nature or not.
Date may fix, Lordship. Date may fix, Lordship.
Give me a date in 2025.
No, sorry, Lordship.
Yes.
Serial number 13, BA number 2490 of 22, Mr. Rahul Kumar.
It will be listed immediately on receipt of.
Milords, the allegation as against the petitioner is that, Milords, the petitioner is the driver of the vehicle, Milords, on which the bovines were being transported, Milords. Section 11 and Milords 12.
Why were they transporting it? For the purpose of robbery?
That is there, my lords. That has come on
Any
the
cases are
confession.
against you?
My lords, no cases are there, my lords. I am in custody since 6/12, and my lords, the other co-accused have been granted bail by 1841 of 2022, my lords. In BA number 1841 of 2022, my lords. Three of the co-accused have been
Also, the
granted bail.
petitioner submits that the petitioner was merely a driver of the vehicle in which the bovine animal were transported. He submits that he has got no concern with the bovine animals. He further submits that co-accused have been granted bail in BA number
1841, my lords.
1841 of
2022, my lords.
2022. Full stop. Next paragraph. Considering the fact that the petitioner is a driver and is in custody since
6/12 to 2021, my lords.
6/12/2021.
Charge sheet has also been submitted.
Charge sheet has already been submitted. 10,002 sureties. You are from which place?
That's Gumla only, my lords.
Bill number 14, bill number 2491 of 22, Mr. Mohammed Jayad Ahmad for the petitioner.
Your Lordship, in the instant case, it is alleged that this petitioner, along with one Farooq Ansari, were apprehended while they were allegedly riding on a stolen motorcycle, Your Lordship. It is further alleged that on being searched, one key of a motorcycle and two mobile phones were recovered from the possession of this petitioner, Lordship. Petitioner is in custody since 29/12/2021.
You and Farooq Ansari were driving the motorcycle.
I was driving the motorcycle. Farooq Ansari was the pillion rider, Lordship.
Custody?
29/12/21, Lordship. One of the co-accused has also been.
The petitioner is in custody since 29/12/21. It is alleged that the petitioner was caught red-handed while riding a stolen motorcycle. Full stop. Charge sheet submitted?
Your Lordship.
Next paragraph. Concept of the petitioner submits the charge sheet has been submitted and the petitioner is in custody since 29/12/2021. Considering the period of custody and the fact that charge sheet has already been submitted, 10,002 sureties.
Okay.
Serial number 15, BA number 2493 of 22, Mr. K.K. Mishra for the appellant.
My lord, a cyber matter, my lord.
City antecedents.
Serial number 16, BA number 2494 of 22, Mr. Ranjan Kumar Singh for the
Yes, my lord, sir. My lords, the FIR is at page 17, my lords. The allegation is that this petitioner, along with other co-accused, had committed rape upon the wife of the informant, who is said to be the mentally weak, my lord, sir. My lord, sir, in this case, my lord, sir, in fact, it appears that the statement of a victim has not been recorded under 161 as well as under section 164, and her medical examination has also not been rendered, my lord. And by taking into consideration this aspect, my lords, the other co-accused has been granted bail as contained in Annexure 2 at page 18, my lords. And my case is exactly on similar footing to that very person, the Vikas Ranjan. As because there was some inimical terms amongst the parties, informant as well as
the defect.
My lord.
10 working days. You remove the defect, you have not accepted the wakalatnama. How can you argue?
So far, wakalatnama is concerned, my lord.
You have not accepted the wakalatnama. Go and check and remove the defects.
I oblige.
Serial number 17, BA number 2495 of 22, Mr. Mohammed Jayad Ahmad for the petitioner.
Your Lordship, case is under section 304B of IPC, Your Lordship. It is alleged that marriage has been taken place is on 14/7/2021 and the alleged occurrence took place on 28/6/21. It is alleged by the informant that at 1 lakh was being demanded for construction of house, but it is nowhere alleged.
Serial number 18, BA number 2496 of 22, Mr. Vikram for the petitioner.
May I please, my lordship, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner.
Yes.
The instant case has been filed under section 18 of NDPS Act, my lordship. The allegation against the petitioner is that he, along with other co-accused named in the FIR, had cultivated opium crop over the forest land, my lord.
Call for the case diary.
My lordship,
The state to file an affidavit intimating this court as to whether the petitioner is involved in any other similar nature of cases or not.
several co-accused has been granted bail also.
Let them.
Oblige.
Yes.
Serial number 19, DA number 2497 of 22. Mr. Sumit Prakash for the petitioner.
Yes, my lord. In this matter, FIR was under section 406, 420, 467, 468, and 471, my lord. Allegation that is that the petitioner sold the mortgage property. He had taken loan from a bank, my lord. Since very beginning, he had been under financial stress, but he was trying to settle the matter. He had even paid 1,80,000 rupees. And the FIR was lodged on the basis of complaint of the bank officials that when this property was auctioned, when third party went to go and take possession, it came to knowledge that it was already sold, my lord. I have annexed the document that bank was already in the knowledge of the fact that this property was sold, despite the fact DRT auctioned it, and then FIR was lodged on the basis of this complaint. Several false statements have been made in the complaint, my lord. And the charge sheet has been filed, my lord. Already cognizance has been taken, my lord. He is in custody since 8/10/2021, my lord. He is trying to settle it. Even during the court below proceeding, mediation has taken place. It failed, but mediation had taken place before at the Jamshedpur court.
So you are not in a position to repay the amounts.
I am trying it, my lord. Since I am also separated from my wife, I am all alone. I am in jail since 2021 in different case. In that case, I was granted bail by this honorable court on 24th of September. But because of this case, I remain in the custody since 8/10/21 in this.
What was the other case against you?
It was another case, my lord. Again, cheating and allegations. It was civil matter, my lord. But bail was granted on.
So you are specialized in this type of offense?
No, not same offense, my lord. It was a separate case, my lord. It was a separate case. This is relating to bank, my lord. I had already paid 1,80,000, my lord. It is next.
18 lakh is the due. The loan amount was 37 lakh.
Yes. So. No, it was not 37 actually. That is what I've said. It is actually a 32 lakh loan, my lord. But in complaint, it has been mentioned as 37. Even the DRT has given this certificate on the basis of loan, and in the certificate it is mentioned 32 lakh 42,000 loan, my lord. So that is the case. Charge sheet has been filed, my lord. He is continuing to languish. He is ready to come out and try and settle somehow, my lord. He is willing.
This is a case where the allegation against the petitioner is that he has hypothecated an asset which was already sold. First up,
No, it is not the allegation, Lord. He had taken a loan and subsequently, yes.
Yes, after taking loan, mortgage property was sold.
Hypothecated asset was sold after the loan was taken. First up, the counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is trying his best to resolve the issue, and in fact has paid
1,80,000 rupees.
80,000 rupees. First up, next paragraph. Considering the state submission, I direct the petitioner to implead the complainant Bank of Baroda through an appropriate officer as opposite party number 2. The complainant as opposite party number 2, first up, issue notice to the opposite party number 2, registered ordinary requisites 2 weeks. First up, next para, considering the facts of this case of the submission made, the petitioner will be released on provisional bail, furnishing sureties of 10,000 to two sureties. One of the bailers should be close relative, having sufficient landed property in his name and should be the president of Jharkhand. Also further, during pendency of this application, further during the period of provisional bail, the petitioner will mark his attendance twice a month before the Registrar Civil Court at Jamshedpur. Full stop. The bailer, one of the bailers should furnish an undertaking that he will ensure that petitioner appears twice a month before the Registrar Civil Court Jamshedpur for marking attendance.
Publish. I do the needful.
Serial number 20, case number 2498 of 22, Mr. Amit Kumar Sinha.
Yes.
It was a 409, 420, 467, 416, 467, 120 with 34. Now the complainant executed a power of attorney in favor.
Just there are 7 defects. Let me see what are the defects.
But when as the first defect is concerned, my lord, that this pages will not rely. It is not required, my lord. Although my lord, that
Stamp reporting was done when?
stamp reporting, my lord. So the 2nd of March, my lord.
Yes, what happened?
My lord, one thing, my lord, I want to say that, lordship, I am appearing on behalf of the complainant, OP number 2, lordship. We have just get the information of this case, lordship, on yesterday, and we have filed the wakalatnama on yesterday, lordship. I pray for a week time, lordship, to file a detailed counter affidavit in this case, lordship. Lordship, 1 week, lordship.
On the request
No,
of
before vacation, my lord, at least your lordship in this.
in this case, after 1 week, on the request of Mr. Rahul Pandey, who has filed wakalatnama on behalf of the complainants.
Lordship.
Okay, we'll check. After 1 week.
Okay. Obliged, very much. Okay.
Serial number 21, BA number 2499 of 22. Mr. Sabyasachi for the petitioner.
May I please, Your Lordship? Offences under NDPS Act, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Lordship, allegation that during the course of Your Lordship, confessional statement of co-accused person, Your Lordship, petitioner have been implicated in this case. And on the confessional statement of the co-accused person, police searched the house of the petitioners, and thereafter, Your Lordship, as per allegation, some Doda and opium was found, Your Lordship. The person, no, Your Lordship, co-accused persons have been bail have been granted, Your Lordship. I have I have annexed 2, Your Lordship. On his confession, my name has transpired, Your Lordship. He has been already granted, Your Lordship.
But from your possession, raid was conducted in your house and these materials were recovered.
Your Lordship.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, heard the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state.
Your Lordship, similarly situated, Your Lordship, Ramjit Yadav, from whose possession, Your Lordship, Doda of 250 kg, Your Lordship, and 250 kg of Doda and 4 kg of opium was recovered, Your Lordship. He have been granted bail. I'm
rejecting it. I'm rejecting your application. Okay, heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state.
Similarly situated, 5 co-accused persons have been granted bail, Your Lordship.
Yes, yes.
An extra series, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Ramjit Ganju, Your Lordship, his BA number is 2070-2020, Your Lordship. Annexure 2, page number 24, Your Lordship.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. There's an allegation that from the house of this 2 petitioner, namely Churaman Mahato. Huh?
There are 3 petitions.
Churaman, Dilip and Tinku.
Your Lordship.
And 3 petitioners and Tinku Mahato huge quantity of poppy straw.
मंत्रों के पास है लॉर्डशिप कोई ओपीएम नहीं रिकवरी है.
And opium was recovered. First up, the police apprehended a co-accused Ramjit Ganju, who disclosed that and was apprehended Ramjit Ganju, and on his disclosure, house of these petitioners were raided. Full stop. From the house of Churaman Mahato, 5 kg opium and 125 kg of poppy straw. Poppy straw. From the house of Dilip Mahato, 4 kg opium and 100 kg poppy straw. And from house of Tinku Mahato, 100 kg poppy straw was recovered. Counsel for the petitioner submits that co-accused Ramjit Ganju has already been granted bail, from whose possession also some opium and poppy straw was recovered. He submits that the case of the petitioner stands on a similar footing. What is the commercial quantity?
Commercial quantity of the opium is lordship 2.5 kg lordship. Above than 2.5 kg.
Opium.
And Doda is 50 kg lordship.
Yes. He also submits that the other co-accused, namely, who has been granted bail?
Your lordship.
Jago Ganju.
Monu Saw, Raju Yadav.
Jago Ganju.
Manish Kumar Mathur.
Jago Ganju, Ramjit Saw.
Monu Saw.
Raju Yadav. Monu Saw has been granted bail in BA number so and so by a coordinate bench of this court. First up.
Seizure witnesses are your lordship, police personnel, your lordship.
After hearing the parties, I find that in the impugned order, it has been specifically mentioned that what is the material recovered from the possession of this petitioner, which has been referred herein above. Further, the material which has been recovered is more than the commercial quantity. Full stop. The petitioner heavily relies upon the bail order by which the other co-accused has been granted bail. But after going through the bail order, I find that there is no that section 37 of the NDPS Act has not been considered while granting bail. Full stop. Since the material is commercial, since the quantity is commercial in nature, section 37 of the NDPS Act. This is under 18.
Lordship, section 15, clause C, 17 and 18 of NDPS Act.
Yes. It's not been considered. Full stop. Be as it is may, considering the huge quantity which has been recovered, I am not inclined to release the petitioners on bail. Dismissed.
At this stage,
there is no stage in NDPS.
Liberty may be given after framing of charge.
Liberty is already there with you to file tomorrow also. The trial court is directed to conclude the trial at the earliest. Yes, next.
Serial number 22, PA number 250022, Mr. Rakesh Kumar Sinha, Mr. Pudit Kumar.
May I please, my lord? My lord, Annexure 1, page 15 is the FIR under section 302 of the IPC and section 27 of the Arms Act. And my lord, page number 17 is the written report. My lord, allegation has been made by the informant, who happens to be the wife of the petitioner, that my lord, this petitioner, my lord, has my lord committed murder of his son, my lord, Rahul Kumar Raut. That is my lord, the allegation in short, my lord. And during that point of time, my lord, the informant along with daughter were living separately at her maternal house.
diary?
My lord, trial has commenced, my lord. And my lord, out of 8 charge sheet witness, 4 have been examined. My lord, I have also enclosed the evidences of those witnesses.
Call for a copy of the case diary. The trial court to proceed with the trial.
Serial number 23, DA number 2501 of 22, Mr. Manish Kumar for the petitioner.
Yes, Lordship. I am appearing, Lordship, in this case, Lordship. It is matter relates to Arms Act and 17 CLA Act, Lordship. It is not named in the FIR, Lordship.
If it's ignored, yes.
Yes, Lordship. Petitioner not named in the FIR, Lordship. The name of the petitioner has come on the disclosure made by other co-accused, Lordship. And 2 co-accused have been granted bail, Lordship, on a similar case,
Yes,
Lordship.
nothing recovered from the position of this petitioner?
No, Lordship.
Or the counsel for the petitioner or the counsel for the state. The petitioner is in custody for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. Next one. There's an allegation that 6 to 7 persons were sitting idle in suspicious condition when they were apprehended by the police. First up, the apprehended accused were searched and some firearm was recovered from their possession. First up, it is stated that the apprehended accused disclosed the name of this petitioner to be their associates. First up, next para. After hearing the parties and after going through the record, I find that admittedly the petitioner was not apprehended from the spot and nothing has been recovered from their possession. First up. Charge sheet has been submitted and the petitioner is in custody since 17/7/2021. Considering the fact that the petitioners are not named, petitioners name transpired from the confessional statement of the co-accused and nothing has been recovered, and the fact that charge sheet submitted, 10,000 rupees.
Obliged.
Serial number 24, DA number 2502 of 22, Mr. Krishna Kumar Saw, Mr. Nitish Krishna for the petitioner.
May I please, your Lordship?
Yes.
Well, this case is registered for the offence under section 12, 21 and 22 of the NDPS Act, Lordship.
Yes.
The allegation against the petitioner, Lordship, that 3.8 grams were recovered from his possession, Lordship, along with 3 persons. All these 3 persons were arrested, Lordship. Then they disclosed the name of Sisupal Lora and Krishna Kumar Sahu, that they purchased the same from these 2 persons. Sisupal Lora has been granted bail by this honorable court, Lordship.
By this court? Okay, very good.
Yes, Lordship.
But the counsel for the, I am not granting you. But the counsel for the petitioner.
My Lord, may kindly see, Lordship.
Yes.
From the FIR, Lordship, it is clear that it is a small quantity, less than this small quantity, Lordship.
Really?
And he is not involved in the sale. He purchased for the yes, Lordship.
The police reached the place of occurrence after receiving information that some person were dealing in brown sugar. First off, the police apprehended the petitioners from whose possession 3.18 gram of brown sugar was recovered. First up, next part. The counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner had only purchased the same from one Shishupal who has been granted bail. First up, next part. Be that as it may, considering the material which was recovered is brown sugar and the petitioner was arrested along with the same material, I am not inclined to release the petitioner on bail. Dismissed.
Serial number 25, DA number 2503 of 22, Mr. Prashant Kumar Roy.
My Lord, I am appearing in this case, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, case registered under section 366A, 34 of IPC, 8 and 12 of POCSO Act, Your Lordship. And prosecution case in brief is that the daughter of the informant went to attend the natural. Am I audible, Your Lordship?
Where is the 164 statement?
My Lord, page 25.
Page 26.
25 and 26, Your Lordship. May I read, Your Lordship?
No, just wait a minute. Page 26, 25. Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The petitioner.
Lordship, I am appearing behalf of the informant, Lordship. Her age about 14 year, Lordship. ये case diary paragraph 56 में आया है. 14 साल की ही है. बनारस से जाकर के रिकवर हम किए हैं, Lordship.
Who are you? Who are you? You are the father.
Father, yes, Lordship.
What is your girl stated?
गर्ल्स स्टेटस उसको दवा मेडिसिन वगैरह कुछ खिला दिया गया था, वो दी है इस तरह से बयान
कोर्ट के सामने. She is under the influence of some substance and she has given a statement before the court and the court has not found anything wrong in it.
But age is 14 year, Lordship.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state, and the counsel appearing on behalf of the informant. There's an allegation that this petitioner has kidnapped the minor daughter of the informant. The daughter was recovered. Her age was assessed as 16 years by the court, and she herself has deposed that she is 16 years. Her age was assessed 16 years by court. Appearance within bracket. Her statement was also recorded on 162. Full stop. I have gone through the statement which is on record. She states that they were the petition. She states that she and this petitioner were in love, and she and this informant had planned to elope. Full stop. From her statement, I find that they visited several places. She has categorically stated that she was not misbehaved with by this petitioner. First, considering the statement recorded under 164, I am inclined to release this petitioner.
Lordship, in serial number 4, my appearance may be recorded, Lordship.
Give your slip. Next.
Number 26.
How can I record if you have not appeared? It's not possible now.
Lordship, at last time I am appeared, Lordship. I was appeared.
Now it is not possible. I cannot write in which you have not appeared. Yes.
My leg is busy in another court, Lordship. That's why.
See, this proceeding is live streamed. I will not record which is not the fact. Now you have to decide. You have to take priority where you have to appear, in which court you don't have to appear. Sorry. If you have not appeared, I cannot write your name. But you have appeared. Choose your priority. Yes, next.
But in this case, I'm appearing on behalf of the petitioner, Lordship. In this case, the allegation against the petitioner, Lordship, that one Suraj, after being arrested, has disclosed the name of this petitioner, that one motorcycle, he has sold one motorcycle to this petitioner also, Lordship. And pursuant to this, one motorcycle has been recovered from the of the petitioner. He is in custody, Lordship.
Yes, APP.
My lord.
A recovery of a stolen motorcycle.
My lord.
The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. There is an allegation that a stolen motorcycle was recovered from the possession of this petitioner. The petition expired. The petitioner is in custody since
20th October 2021.
20th October 2021, and cognizance has already been taken in this case after filing of charge sheet. Considering the period of custody and the fact that charge sheet has already been submitted, I am inclined to release this petitioner 10,000 to shoot.
Dear number 27, dear number 2505 of 22, Mr. A.K. Chaturvedi.
Yes, madam. In this case, under section 304B, mallards.
Yes.
He is the husband, mallards.
Cause of death.
Cause of death, postmortem report be called for mallards to see mallards be whatever.
Strangulation.
Whether high rod bone was found fracture or not, or other injuries were also found or not, mallards for that purpose, mallards by prayer is to be mallards.
Strangulation.
So in the influence order it is.
Yes, the report is there. As per the postmortem report, the cause of death of Lakshmi.
Asphyxia due to strangulation, that is at page 11, mallards. And what is the statement of the whether mallards the witnesses have said with regard to demand of dowry or not, my lords, anything, my lords,
Not-
that purpose, my lords.
Not at this stage.
My
Heard the
lords,
counsel.
may I submit one thing, my lords? In this case, now the charge has been framed, my lords. In this case, only there are 8 charge-sheeted witnesses, my lords.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The petitioner is accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Next paragraph. The counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is absolutely innocent and no one has seen the occurrence. He submits that he has been falsely implicated in this case. Next paragraph. From the imputed order, I find that the marriage of this petitioner and the deceased had taken place on 3/3/2017. There's an allegation of demand of dowry. There is allegation of persistent demand of dowry. First up, the deceased died within 7 years, and the cause of death is asphyxia due to strangulation. Considering the aforesaid fact, at this stage, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. Same is dismissed.
The charge has been framed, my lords.
Since charge next
Has
person,
been framed, only there are 8 charges.
the court below is directed to proceed with the trial expeditiously.
If possible, my time is fixed,
In
my
a
lords.
time-bound manner. In a time-bound manner. Full stop. The prosecution is directed to produce the evidences as and when directed by the court. Trial court. Next.
DA number 28, DA number 2505 of 22.
My lord, I appear on behalf of the petitioner.
Yes.
Offense under section 366A of the IPC and under section 8 and 12 of the POCSO Act.
The statement of the girl.
My lord, Annexure 2, page 16. My lord, there is no allegation against the petitioner, and it is stated by the victim that the victim herself went alone, and the petitioner is not accompanied with her.
How many alias name do you have?
My lord, for 2 signatures in the Wakalatnama and
He is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so, punishable under section so and so. There is an allegation against the petitioner is that he has kidnapped the daughter of the informant. Yes, who is the informant? Madhuri Nansali. Full stop. Next para. After going through the record, I find that the victim's statement has been recorded under section 164 CRPC. Full stop. She has stated that she herself has fled from her house. Full stop. She stated that this petitioner didn't even know about the aforesaid fact. She states that she doesn't want to go to her own house as because her uncle, elder uncle, her uncle used to always threaten her. Full stop. So considering her statement under section 164 CRPC of the victim who is aged about 17 years, I am inclined to release the petitioner on bail.
DA number 29, DA number 2508 of 22, Mr. A.K. Chaturvedi.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Yes, no. This case under section 25, 26 of the Arms Act and section 17 of the CLA Act. The
How many
allegation
firearms?
only one. Only one country-made loaded pistol was recovered.
You were in custody since when?
7/12/21. I am in custody, my lords. Investigation must have been completed by now, my lords.
So you have not even completed 6 months also.
Only one country-made pistol, my lords.
CD antecedent.
DA number 30, DA number 2509 of 22, Mr. Mohammed Jayad Ahmad.
Your Lordship, in the instant case, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner. Case is under section 302-201 of IPC. In the instant case, FIR has been lodged by the informant on 31st/7/2020, stating therein that his sister has been murdered by this petitioner, who happens to be the son of the deceased, on 24/7/2020.
So you have committed murder of your mother.
It is alleged, Lordship, but it is admitted that the informant is not.
Case diary. In the meantime, the defects to be removed.
Serial number 31, BA number 251022, Mr. Chandradeep Mukherjee, for the petitioner.
May I please, Malad? Was offense under section 379. One diesel pump set was stolen. Co-accused has been granted bail, Malad, by my lord at page 10.
Yes.
The recovery was from the co-accused, Malad, page 17.
Page 10 is the FIR.
No, I'm sorry, Malad, page 17. Page 17. I'm very sorry, Malad.
Yes, same.
Malad, the recovery was made from this co-accused.
Petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. A diesel pump set was stolen. It is alleged that the petitioner and other were involved in the said occurrence. Pump set was recovered from where? From the house of the co-accused.
From house of co-accused, yes.
Pump set was recovered from the house of the co-accused Jadev Das, who has been granted bail by this court in BA number 595 of 22. Considering the fact that co-accused has been granted bail, 10,000 fiduciary rupees.
Obliged.
Serial number 32, BA number 2511 of 22, Mr. PC Sinha, for the petitioner.
Yes, Lordship, I am crying for regular bail, Lordship, allegation under section 302/34 of the IPC. And allegation is that, Lordship, informant had given rupees 5,000 to one Minu Hamram and
Case diary. Case diary.
Obliged, Lordship.
For the case diary.
Serial number 33, BA number 2515 of 22, Mr. Arun Kumar Pandey. For the petitioner.
Under section Lord 341, 325, 326, 307 of the Act 34. The allegation in the first function report that the three persons, Sanjeev, Ajit, and Leda, and 15 unknown persons, the made fire upon the informant near the railway traffic. And during investigation, some accused persons have been apprehended by the police, and they took the name of this petitioner. And it is alleged, that the confessional statement of this petitioner, that pistol with the live party has been recovered. But there is no, the actual report of the sergeant.
Injury report, case diary.
Serial number 34, BA number 2516 of 22, Mr. Rahul Pandey.
My Lordship, there are 4 surviving defects in this case, Lordship, and I undertake to remove the same within a week.
10 working days to remove the defect. Pay the authentication fees.
Lord, apply.
Serial number 35, BA number 2517 of 22, Mr. Amit Kumar, for the petitioner.
Lordship, in this case, I am appealing on behalf of petitioner. Lordship, the allegation under section, Lordship, 12 and 15 of Bovine Act and 11 of Prevention of Cruelty of Animal Act.
Yes.
So far, the allegation against this petitioner name has come with another 6 accused person, Lordship, and there is a general allegation that in the house of one Azhar Qureshi, Lordship, the slaughtering of animal was going on, Lordship. And on secret information, police raided the house of one Azhar Qureshi and recovered some bovine flesh.
What is the material against you?
Lordship, my name come with other 6 accused person, Lordship, and there is general allegation. Nothing is specific about me. I am only the brother-in-law of the main accused, namely Azhar Qureshi, Lordship.
Yes, what is the material against this petitioner? Asghar Qureshi, from Asghar Qureshi, the materials were recovered. So
Yes,
far as
Lordship.
the is concerned,
Nothing. Only allegation that I am the brother-in-law of that Azhar Qureshi, Lordship. That is there, Lordship.
Because the heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. First stop. The house of petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence and so and so. The house of one Asghar Qureshi was raided and it was from his house. Bovine flesh, about 200 kg, weighing machine, etc. were recovered. First step. The seizure list was prepared. First step. It is alleged that the state Asghar Qureshi was dealing in flesh of bovine animals, which is prohibited. First step. Next, for the counsel for the petitioner submits that admittedly nothing has been recovered from his possession. He submits that the petitioner has been made an accused just because he is related to Asghar Ansari. Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. I am the brother-in-law.
Son-in-law.
Son-in-law. Son-in-law of Asghar Ansari. First of all. Next part. After hearing the counsel for the parties and going through the impugned order, I find that the prohibited flesh was recovered not from the house of this petitioner but from Asghar Ansari. In the impugned order, it has been mentioned that Asghar Ansari disclosed that this petitioner are his associate. This petitioner is his associate. This is the only allegation against the petitioner. Considering the nature of allegation and the period of custody, that is
Lord 12, 12 to 21, Lord sir.
12, 12, 21, I am inclined to release this petitioner.
Much obliged.
Dear number 36, dear number 2518 of 22, Mr. Ajab Sekhar, Mr. Raj Chandra.
Lord, in this case, Lord, I am appearing for the petitioner, Lord, allegation against the petitioner under section 341, 323, 23, 25, 307, 302, and 34 IPC, Lord. FIR is at page 12, Lord. There is no intention or motive has been alleged in the FIR, Lord. My only defense is that, Lord, the petitioner is the deceased was a habitual drunkard, Lord, and because of his own, Lord, he fell down, he sustained injuries on his head, Lord, and he died, Lord. The wife of the victim, Lord, she has been told by a person, hearsay witness, Lord, that this person have assaulted the deceased, Lord. Why they have assaulted? There is no motive, nothing, Lord.
Case diary come. Also the case diary.
Oblige, Lord.
Dear number 37, dear number 2519 of 22, Mr. Rahul Pandey, Mr. Aman Shekhar, for the petitioner.
My lord, in this case, two surviving defects, and both the defects, lordship, are in impugn order, lordship. My lord, there is a typing mistake in the impugn order, lordship, that may be ignored. Both the defects. Lordship.
What is the typing error?
My lord, first of the defect is that the PS name at FIR and impugn order differs. My lord, in impugn orders, the name of PS is written as Argola, while it is Angala.
Oh.
And lordship, the second is the miscellaneous criminal application number, lordship. It is written wrongly, lordship, 87 by 22 by 2021 at the top of the impugn order.
Let the impugned order be sent to the court below for making necessary corrections in the criminal miscellaneous application number and the PS case number, the name of the police station in third line of the order.
Obliged.
Serial number 38, DA number 2520 of 22.
Malas, there are three defects.
Yes.
Mala, what worries me is the first defect.
Where is the statement of the girl?
Well, the statement of the girl has to be called for.
Call for the case diary along with the and the call for the case diary full stop. The statement of the victim should be forwarded to this court by the court concerned. Full stop. In the meantime, the defect should be removed.
Obliged.
Serial number 39, DA number 2522 of 22, Mr. A.K. Chaturvedi.
Yes, Lord.
Yes.
Yes, Lord. This case has been registered under the various sections, my lords. 452, 341, 323, 354B, 307, 387, 506, 509, 34, and of the IPC, and also under section 27 of the Arms Act. And as per the allegations, my lord, on the date of occurrence, my lord, the accused persons entered inside the house of the informant, my lords. And on the point of pistol, it is alleged that they teased the female members and all the one of the co-accused, namely Vivek Kumar Singh alias Chotu. He pointed the pistol upon the informant and also he demanded a sum of rupees 20,000 from him. From perusal of the first information report, it appears whatever is the allegation that is against the co-accused Vivek Kumar Singh alias Chotu, absolutely there is no allegation against the petitioner. Either he was armed or he teased or he demanded or he threatened. There is no such allegation. Only allegation is against Vivek Kumar Singh alias Chotu and the other persons were with him. And on that basis, the first information report has been lost and the several other accused persons have been allowed bail. Taking into consideration the main allegation is against Vivek Kumar Singh alias Chotu.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. And there's a petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. It is alleged that on Vivek Kumar Singh, along with the named accused person, including the petitioner and some unknown, entered the house of the informant. Full stop. The crowd thereafter tried to outrage the modesty of the wife and the sister-in-law of the informant. They also threatened them of dire consequences and demanded 20,000 rupees from the informant. Next one. Counsel for the petitioner submits that exactly similarly situated co-accused has been granted bail by coordinate bench of this court, Annexure 3234. Full stop. After hearing the next part, after hearing the parties, I find that though the petitioner is named in the FIR, but there is no specific allegation against him. Full stop. He is in custody since
24th November 21.
24th November 21, and exactly similarly situated co-accused have been granted bail. Considering the aforesaid facts, 10,000 to sureties.
Dear number 40, dear number 2523 of 22, Mr. Rahul Pandey, Mr. Aman Shekhar.
My lord, there are 3 surviving defects in this case, lordship, but they are minor defects, lordship, that may be ignored for the present. I undertake to remove the same within 10 working days, lordship.
Ignored. What is this?
My lord, it is a case under section 379, lordship, and later on 411 has been added. A Tata Sumo Gold was stolen, lordship, and it was recovered from the possession of one Ranjit Kumar Singh, lordship. He confesses my name. All the co-accused persons have been granted bail. I have annexed the
The first information is petition is an accused person. So the next paragraph. The first information report is registered against unknown. A vehicle bearing registration number JH01 AZ 870 1704 was stolen. Admittedly, the petitioner's name transpired from a confessional statement of the co-accused. The petitioner is in custody since
21/7/2021.
21/7/2021, and several co-accused have been granted bail. Considering the aforesaid fact, 10,000 to sureties.
Very much obliged.
Serial number 41, BA number 2524 of 22, Mr. A.K. Chaturvedi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Chaturvedi.
Yes. But in this, though this case under the NDPS Act, well, there is no recovery from the position of the petitioner. He has been made accused only on the basis of the disclosure made by the co-accused persons who have been granted bail. Absolutely, there is no recovery from the position of he was not apprehended at the spot. There is no recovery. And those persons have been granted bail. No recovery from that.
Case diary, full stop. The state will file an affidavit stating as to whether there are any cases of similar nature pending against the petitioner or not.
Hello.
Serial number 42, BA number 2525 of 22, Mr. Avni Khan Prasad, for the petitioner.
Yes, that is Mr. Avnikant Prasad. 379. Ashish Kumar Shah. Yes, what is against this petition?
Allegation that the motorcycle of the informant was stolen away.
What is against this petition?
And on the confessional statement of petitioner along with co-accused, it was recovered, Lordship. And petitioner is a member of gang, Lordship.
Call for the case diary. No one appears. Call for the case diary.
Serial number 43, PA number 2526 of 22.
Your Lordship, I am appearing for the petitioner. Allegation under section 302, 201 and 34 of IPC, Your Lordship. Prosecution story is, Your Lordship, that the petitioner along with one other person has assaulted the son of the informant with lathi and danda, which resulted in his death.
Case diary, postmortem report.
There is a direct
Right,
allegation.
Your Lordship.
Let the case diary come.
Serial number 44, PA number 2529 of 22.
Maybe I am appearing in this case, Lord. 392, Lord, he has been put behind bar. And FIR against unknown, Lord. No TIP was held, though he has been taken into custody in 6/12/2021, Lord. I have stated in para 8 that he was not put on TIP, FIR was against unknown. And nothing has been recovered from his case.
What is your antecedent?
Lord, during the impugned order, Lord, it has been mentioned, Lord.
Call for the case diary. Next para, the state will file an affidavit informing the court the status and the stage of the criminal cases which are pending against this petitioner.
Outline.
From the heading fresh filing, serial number 45, PA number 2481 of 22. Mr. Pran Pranay, for the petitioner.
May I please? If the case relates to Arms Act and 1718 of CLA Act, Lordship, I am custody since 9/10/2014, and it is alleged only the FIR that on patrolling duty one Ranjit Hembram was arrested, and he has confessed the name. His confession, the name of petitioner has come. Now several co-accused person has been granted bail and except 2, Lordship, and I am custody 9/10/14, Lordship, and now out of 12 witnesses, 6 has been examined till date, Lordship. That has come in impugned order. So more than 7 years, Lordship. And only in the name of confessional statement. Nothing has been recovered.
Ranjit was apprehended.
Apprehended on the spot, Lordship, and he has taken the name of petitioner and others, Lordship. And on his identification, some arms and ammunition has been recovered. Nothing has been recovered from the position of the petitioner.
Yes. Yes.
My lord, petitioner is a hardcore extremist, my lord.
How many cases are there against him?
Call for your antecedent report, my lord.
You're not bringing the witnesses and you want to keep him in custody. He's in custody since
9/10/2014, Lordship.
then? The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. It is alleged that during a search operation, one Ramjit Hembro was arrested, who disclosed that he is a member of an extremist organization. First up, on his identification, basing on his confessional statements, the name of this petitioner transpired, which is evident from the impugned order itself. Full stop. Charge in this case was framed on 5/1/2018, and only 6 witnesses have been examined out of 12. The petitioner is in custody since 9/10/2014, as submitted by the counsel for the petitioner. Full stop. From the impugned order, I find that the last witness was examined was on 13/11/2019. Considering the enormous delay in trial and the period of custody, and the fact that petitioner's name transpired from the confessional statement of the co-accused, I am inclined to release this petitioner. With the condition he will appear before the trial court once a month, failing which.
Serial number 46, DA number 2483 of 22, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Singh for the petitioner.
Case registered for the offence under section 18 of the NDP. There is allegation of cultivation. The petitioner has been made.
All for the case diary. Full stop. The state will file an affidavit stating as to whether the petitioner is involved in any other cases of similar nature or not.
Serial number 47, DA number 2485 of 22, Mr. Arvind Kumar Chaudhary for the petitioner.
The offence is of cybercrime,
CD antecedents.
Serial number 48, DA number 2486 of 22, Mr. Anurag Kashyap for the petitioner.
Lordship, FIR under section 302 IPC, Lordship. Unknown FIR, Lordship.
Yes.
Unknown FIR, Lordship. There's an allegation that some unknown person, Lordship, they have committed murder of the deceased. So far, this petitioner is concerned. He is not named in the FIR and only on the basis of confessional statement of one Ravinder Singh, which appears from the impugn order itself, that this Ravinder Singh was arrested and he has confessed his guilt and he has taken the name of the petitioner. He has also...
Case diary.
Yes, Lordship.
Case diary.
Obliged, Lordship.
Serial number 49, DA number 2506 of 22, Mr. Mohammed Jayad Ahmad for the petitioner.
Yes.
Your Lordship, petitioner happens to be the driver of the truck which was intercepted, and it is alleged that in the said truck wooden logs were being carried, Your Lordship. Admittedly, neither the wooden logs nor the vehicle belongs to this petitioner. He is simply a driver.
Custody since
13th of January 2020.
the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. A truck was intercepted. From which? How many pieces?
70.
70.
Your Lordship.
70 pieces of log was recovered. Full stop. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner was merely a driver of the commercial vehicle which was transporting the wood logs, and he is not claiming the logs, nor he has got any interest in the same, over the same. Interest on the same for the full stop. He further submits that the log was transported at the instance of one
Bablu Ansari.
Bablu Ansari. Next slide. Considering the fact that the petitioner is a driver and is in custody since
13th January
2020. Yes?
2022, Your Lordship.
2022, I am inclined to release this petitioner on bail. Yes.
Serial number 50, DA number 2530 of 22, Mr. Aman Shetty.
This application for regular bill for 302. In this case, the diary is necessary, and because only on the basis of the hearsay witness, no eyewitness, and due to land dispute, this petition is implicated in this case. If villager said to the informant that this petitioner made assault and due to that he is dead, but this fact has not been corroborated by any witness who alleged that he assaulted or making. Only because land dispute is there, that's why petitioner made an accused in this.
Case diary.
Yes, that is essential.
Lordship, criminal antecedents may be also called, Lordship, because in the petition in paragraph 12, it is written that he has got criminal antecedents also.
No, that is typing mistake. No, that's why. No.
Case diary.
Let the case, the consideration